Hello, everybody, and we're back here for another episode of Cullen on Film, episode 59. And we have Alexandra and Isaac here tonight, and well, we a lot to talk about. It's been a while.
I know it's been a hot second.
Yeah. So how are the two of you dealing with everything since the past year? It's almost been a year now since this all started, right? All the COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I've worked very little in bars and in other places. So I kind of used this time as my creative sabbatical. And I was like, I'm never going to get this time to do this again. Yeah. I'll always be splitting it and basically working two jobs, writing, and then also my survival job. And so I kind of locked down since we were already locked down, and honed in on finishing this project I had started writing before it. And then once it was done, I was like, all right, let's make it. So been producing it ever since. So
here we are.
Yeah. So you have that Seed and Spark going on, and it looks like it's going well.
It's going very well. We've reached our initial goal within 6 days on day 6. So now we're working towards the stretch goals. Because as you know, films don't come cheap. So it's been great building a nice little fan base. Also, we've kind of worked with team, and we're, some of these teammates are going to continue on with us.
Yeah, we're super thankful for the team that's come together around Bound so far. They're working really, really hard, throughout this whole campaign to spread the word. And they're all very, very much behind it for the message, which is, ideal. So yeah, we're super thankful that it's going really well. And obviously, like Isaac said, it does take money to make a movie. So we wanted to start with an initial pre-production goal, but there are lots and lots of other things that, it's going to take to make this movie.
Absolutely. So everyone that you got involved, did you meet them from working in the industry, working on all the films that you have, and you kind of built that team together? Or?
It's a lot of different.
Yeah, it's a little mixed bag.
About half of them come from working with them prior to this. And then a few of them we had never met before. No. And they were people in production that wanted to learn about producing, essentially. Yeah. And then some of them are some very close friends that, are in the industry. We may have never worked together again, or worked together yet, but they really, really support us, and it's really cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it was kind of one of the things that was big for me is like, look, I said, here's a deal memo to work with us. This is what we expect. This is what you'll get from us. And also sign an NDA. Here's the script. I was like, because if you don't like the script, then there's no real point. So you got to believe in it, and I believe in it. And so far, like everybody's like, okay, yeah, I want to see this one through. There's something special here. So I felt like it would sell itself in that sense.
How hard was it to put the campaign together? I know past experience it was a little crazy.
We're still on this campaign together every day.
the whole video that you did in the beginning and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We started about 2.5 months ago. We knew we were going to make a teaser and stuff anyways. Yeah. We actually hired somebody named Justin Giddings, also known as the Kickstarter guy, as a consultant.
And it's the guy out from California that.
Yes.
Yeah. I see him everywhere. Yeah. I saw his face. I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's all over the social medias. But he's, I'll tell you, like, yeah, you have to pay him, but you'll make your money back and then some. And not only that, he's just a really awesome guy.
Yeah, and he's a filmmaker as well. Yeah, so he's invested. He doesn't, take on like every project. He takes on projects that he believes in, and as a filmmaker, he wants to see them succeed. And he has a really high success rate because of that. And he's also just like a super supportive, nice guy, you know, that's in this industry that just wants to show people that they can make what they want to make. Like they don't have to wait, which is super awesome because especially during COVID, they feel like their hands are tied.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
a bad feeling to be the feeling of the actor that waits. So when I first got out of school I don't want to say, a long time ago, I got out of my master's program, and I was kind of that guy. I had an agent, waited for my call, waited for the audition, got the audition, worked on it, and went boom, and then just kind of survived. Mm-hmm. And about 7 years ago, I said, I don't want to wait anymore, I don't want to audition for this project. I don't like this project. So I was like, I want to work on a good material all the time, or at least material that I'm highly invested in, and there's no better way to be highly invested in than to create it yourself. So it's better to be the actor that creates than the actor that waits, or the director. Like, who's going to hire a director that's never done anything?
Yeah,
all the directors have got to start somewhere, So same kind of idea, I guess.
Yeah,
you have to. Yeah, I did the same thing. I worked in the business, but then I was like, I want to direct. I don't know. I'll never get the chance. So in like 2010, I was just like, I'm directing something. So I wrote a short, put it together, did the film festival thing, and ever since, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they had to do it yourself. That's so. Have you written features before?
I've written a few features, and I've written some pilots. I actually prefer writing features. Mm-hmm. I like to have an end. And I like to end around 90 pages, maybe 100 in certain scripts. Yeah, I've written a few. They've done in all different kinds. Generally, my writing it's always character driven for sure. That's all I really care about. Yeah. And then there's usually lots of action in it, and sometimes it's a car chase, but oftentimes it's a very subtle action, which I really can find powerful when everything's distilled and there's like a small movement or something, or emotional shift. Yeah, and the characters are what mean the most to me, and it's generally dramas, but I have written some comedies as well. I've had a Jewish comedy that placed in the top 30 out of 3,500 in a Scriptapalooza once. So, yeah.
Do you prefer the dramas or the comedy?
Actually, all of my stuff has a little bit of both. Because if it's just all drama, the drama kind of dissipates. If it's just all comedy, it loses some of its value. So generally, I stay kind of in here, and then there's peaks and stuff and rhythmical changes. But training wise, I've always, like, as an actor, I was more of the physical comedian and mask, clown, stuff like that. So that's always in there, the silent movie, vaudeville, slapstick. But I lean more towards the drama for the most part. Yeah.
That one's funny because it's this very gritty drama thriller that has actually some very comedic moments in it. So it's funny that,
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of light so that the dark is darker.
Yeah.
As dark as it can be. If that makes sense. And the light just pops it back. It's like eating and cleaning your palate and cleansing your palate. You're eating sushi and you have a little piece of ginger after. Like, now I can taste the next fish.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I can see that. So, what other hats are you going to be playing in this? So you wrote it. You're directing, producing, acting in it too, or?
There's a possibility, but we are going to see a bunch of people for sure, all the roles. So I'm waiting to be blown away by somebody that's not asking for $1.7 million to be in this movie, and I'm waiting to be blown away by them, so I could be like, cool, don't have to worry about this role. Alexander's definitely acting in it. The story itself was loosely based off certain aspects or certain events in her life. Then I took those events. I actually told her, I said she should write her story. It's kind of in the pitch video. We can do the pitch video right now.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
So I said, Alexander, you should write your story. She's like, oh, I'll try. And then she's like, I don't want to. Nobody wants to hear this. And I was like, no, you should tell your story. And so we had some conversations. There were some tears shed. And then I said, okay, I got enough fodder for what I need right now. I'll come back to you if I need anything. and then I let the magical people in my head do its job.
Essentially, like multiple therapy sessions later, Isaac had a screenplay.
So, Alexandra, what do you prefer to do? Because I know you're behind the scenes. I know you're in front of the camera, behind the camera. So what's your preference?
I don't know. I think I like it all. I think my first love was acting, but professionally, I actually started working in production first and then started acting after, I made, some friendships with some people that I was working in production with, like, Larry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was one of the first people that I actually started acting with. And from there, I was like, it's hard working in the film industry in general, so I should just do both.
Do both. Why not?
Because I didn't want to be perceived as like the dumb actress. That was something that I was very, very scared of after graduating from college and then starting to work. I was like, I don't want to be that another dumb actress. And then I realized, I was like, okay, I'm just not going to be a dumb actress. And I'm going to do both and just be, as open to the experiences on set as I can be. So I'm a well-rounded filmmaker as opposed to just like someone that's like, nah, give me a script, So.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. And then I've seen you behind the scenes, and I've worked on it with your acting in it, and you worked behind the scenes when I acted.
Yeah, that's true.
that little part.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We've worked together on a few projects.
Yeah, a few. Yeah. I don't act too much anymore, but every once in a while, someone's like, "Can you do the film?"
You're like,
I still like it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
But behind the scenes is much more fun. So I teach now film class, so I have a lot of students, and I'm exhausted every day. So I wanted to sit down and write this whole time and make shorts this summer when it finally ends. But teaching just, I don't know, takes over.
Your students love you too. I met some of them.
You did?
Yeah.
Where, at the festivals or something?
Yeah, it was at one of Larry's festivals. Which one was it?
Oh.
There's so many. I can't remember. It was like a year ago, but I met some of your students, and they love you. So I mean, it shows that you spent.
That's good to hear, right? So yeah, I went from a part-time program to full-time, and now I got like 160 kids, and I'm exhausted every single day. And during COVID, it's insane. It's insane. Like I had to change the way of teaching completely. So
wow. What is that like? I mean, teaching.
it's not easy.
Yeah. Jeez.
We're doing this all day and for months, and then we're in school, and then we're in school for a little bit, half in school, half on here, and then we switched, and then we're all back home again, and now we're back in school again. Now I'm half and half. So I'm teaching to about 10, 15 kids in class while I'm talking to about 15 kids on screen at the same exact time.
Oh, that's draining.
It's like a technical acting exercise.
Yeah, it is.
It's insane.
You got to be aware that your angles, this, and your projection here, it's like a little bit of everything.
And like we're in the editing room with the rest of them, and I'm putting like the camera or whatever it is, my laptop, like on a printer, shooting down to watch everybody. it's crazy, but it's fun. It keeps you going. So
yeah.
And training these kids as some of them go to film school, and then they can hire me when I'm old and retired, and they're making it in the industry, right? That's the goal.
Yeah,
they're your nest egg.
Yeah, really.
Your nest eggs, I should say.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty talented, so it's cool. So I always submit their films into festivals, but this year's tough. You can't really, like you said, it's hard to make films now. It's not easy at all.
So many of the festivals went online too.
Yeah.
And then we kind of do in person again, and then they were online again.
Yeah, they tried to make the comeback, and it didn't work. But have either one of you had anything going around right now during all this time? Any films or scripts or anything in festivals?
Yeah. I've still been shooting. I just finished up a film in January called Protège-moi. It's a crude comic cinema film. It's a medieval vampire film.
Nope.
Very fun. And I'm gearing up to shoot a few other things as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just been weird shooting during COVID because you meet people on set for the first time and you don't actually know what they look like.
Yeah.
Especially if you're working crew, that mask doesn't come off until you're eating, and then you're like, whoa, that's your face. You know, and then as an actor, you get like all that makeup on, and then you put the mask on, and then you have to take it off, and then there's just like a ton of makeup on the mask, and you're just like, we're all tested, but it's still kind of weird. It's like,
that's why I stopped wearing so much makeup. It just was messing up like really nice masks.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
We also did a horror short for your friend, but that was a it was just what, 5 or 6
with Will
months?
Kaufman. You know Will Kaufman, right? And like Bob Klein and
yeah. Actually, going to be working with Bob Klein soon.
And Mark's
producing. Yeah, Mark's. Yeah, he's working with Mark. So I'm one of the producers on that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah,
I love them. I love all of them. Yeah, we did that. We worked on a few projects together. There was another one that was like a Shakespeare gala. And it was like a virtual.
It was supposed to be shot, and then they turned when we were going to shoot into the gala for the shoot to help raise money. So it was an online gala, and we did. And it was it's Shakespeare. It's a Hamlet thing that's like future Hamlet and past Hamlet kind of morphed type of piece. But for the gala, we did a scene from Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
Are you? I never even knew this. Like if you can you shoot a Shakespeare film and not have because the rights and all that because
yes.
Well, it's all
Open Iris did it.
It's all. Once you get past a certain year, everything kind of like it's like I think it's 50 years or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then it's all in there, right? Because like Happy Birthday was now you can use it for free. But I remember years ago I was on set and this actor, big time actor, actually started singing Happy Birthday on camera, and the director was all pissed off, going, "You just cost me $2,500," because he had to pay for it. That's but not anymore. Now it's free range. You can use it.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, they're definitely not paying for it now.
Yeah, I just didn't know with Shakespeare or like the old because you use classical music for free and things like that. So
sure. Yeah.
It's actually straight. Like you can type it in, you can find out like what you can use and what like online. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's public domain and stuff like that.
Public domain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like if a song was a folk song, you're allowed to use like people did a folk song, you're allowed to use that folk song like The House of the Rising Sun. It's in tons of movies.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Oh, I didn't realize. So because originally it was a folk song many years ago,
and everyone covered it.
What we know are the popular covers of it. Okay.
So you can use that, which is crazy. So, and there's a few songs out there, a lot of old stuff. So I always try to pick and choose, or I tell my students, find out what you can use and then use that. So
yeah. That's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart. You're teaching them indie film knowledge.
Oh yeah, and I also I taught them like ask the band for their song because there was this girl that made a film about 3 years ago. And she put 500 miles. I will walk 500 miles in the video. That was the song she used, and it matched her film so well. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So I actually emailed the band and said, "Can we use your song for like film festivals for student film?" And they said, "Send us the video." Within an hour, they're like, "Yeah, use it. It's great."
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
That's
and
so cool.
We got the free rights to that. So like festivals would come back to us and say, yeah, you don't have the rights to the song. And I go, oh, yes, we do. Like, here you go, rights. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, we got the rights.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Like,
you just have to ask.
That's the huge thing. Like I always have a difficult time asking people, and I have to get over it and like, just ask. What are they going to say? Oh, and then I'm in the same place. And a lot of times like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Now, if they knew I was making the next Marvel movie, they're going to be like, yeah, you can use it for this amount. But I'm like, hey, it's for my
that happens too, right? Yeah, sure, use it. Give me like all this money.
Yeah.
But the same thing with people right now. Like I started this show last March because we had another show and no one wanted to do it anymore because of COVID. And I told Ming, my producer, who's here sometimes, but I said, let's keep going. So we started this show, and 59 episodes later, and I've been asking people like in California, like well-known actors and stuff, and I'm like, do my show, and they're like, okay. It's that easy.
I love that.
They're like, we got nothing else to do. I'll do your show. So I've been getting some pretty good guests.
It's
awesome.
True. LA's like weirdly still shut down more than New York. I don't know why. Like it seems like every
the numbers are pretty bad there.
I guess I know why.
I'll tell you why.
Well, we're doing better now. I just got my first shot the other day, so
there you go. Congratulations on that.
I needed to, like teaching with all these kids. I'm like, I don't want to. I can't get it. So one more to go.
One more. Yeah, we're getting soon. Very soon. I had it back in March. So they say that if you've had it already, technically it's as effective if you get just one shot.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm still going to get two. Just in case. So
when do you plan on making this film? Anytime soon? You're going to take a while, or?
The idea is to shoot. We'd like to shoot in fall, but we need to raise money first, of course, or almost all the money at least. I'm not about to start shooting a film with half the funds. So that's what we would like to do. Of course, it's flexible. We'll see what the COVID situation is back then. As you guys all know, like you got to add another 20% to your budget because of COVID. So. Whether it's you got to pay for the compliance person and all the masks, and you can't shoot as long, and you got to you just got to be more careful. So we want to shoot in fall, and then we'll have some pickup shots in spring. If we don't try to get some of those pickup shots done earlier, maybe a small team to go, and then we can use that for more promotional and marketing footage and stuff like that. Nothing with big scenes and stuff, more like for more teasers and kind of stuff like that.
B-roll and exteriors and
because the movie takes place, a good 4 or 5, like half of it takes place at one point, and then it's like 4 or 5 months later. Mm-hmm. So and we use the like fall, spring, the seasonal metaphor as well for it. So
cool.
But yes, we're shooting this fall.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's gonna fly by. I mean, as long as this has been, it's going by so fast. It really, I can't believe a year already. It was literally like in 2 weeks. They told we were in school, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna go home for about 2 weeks." So we're like, I go, "See you guys in 2 weeks. Take the cameras." I gave out like 8 cameras. I'm like, "See you in 2 weeks," and like, maybe a year later.
We were like, just like a month, maybe like a few weeks.
I'll never forget that.
Oh man, it's been 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe like like 5 months and we're done. Now it's like a year.
My joke for a long time was like, "What day is today?" I was like, "It's like March 111th." March 149th. It's almost March again.
It's almost like 2020 did not exist. It just let it go, right?
I know. There are like so many conspiracy theories that like 2020 was like a different dimension. I'm like, what is happening, right? Everyone's just losing it. We're just losing it.
But I don't want to see. I was telling people, like, I know it's going to happen, but like in film festivals and stuff, you're going to see a million shorts about the COVID and about a lot of time. Like, I don't want to know any. I just want it to go away. So I don't want to see anything.
Do you remember when it first started and everybody's like, "Yeah, I have this screenplay. It's about a pandemic hitting." Mm-hmm. It's like, stop.
Pandemics.
It's really, you don't have to buy a fancy camera. You can just shoot it on your iPhone or your laptop, and we're inside one location.
Yeah, just like this. This is a movie right now.
All of our realities right now. We want to escape those realities.
I mean, I was luckily talking to a lot of filmmakers and people online like this during it all, or I think I would have been crazy.
Yeah. So, well, you kept doing stuff.
Yeah. That was key.
And our job in life is to adapt when we need to adapt.
Yeah.
And if we keep trying something that's not working, we got to adapt to it. And if we get ahead of the game, then we're the pioneers for the new type of thing.
Yeah. So I was wondering if this happened like in the 90s, there was no like hardly any technology, not even cell phones really. How do we survive that?
I've talked to my parents. I've seen my parents more than I've ever seen them, but not in person.
Yeah.
every 2-3 days, sometimes every day, over FaceTime or whatever. And so, yeah.
It's crazy.
My relationship feels closer to them, even though I'm farther away,
Yeah.
So
that's one good thing. Yeah. A lot of time, like my close family I've been spending time with, but like cousins I haven't seen in like a year. Cousins are like extended family, but just my inner family, I've seen them a lot. Like we are all going to get our shots, all that kind of stuff. So that's it. I get to see my nieces and nephews once in a while.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I feel like we're cherishing this time a little bit more than we were before. We're like, oh, we get to see each other. We get to hang out in a group of less than 10 people. We can do this. Like, everybody get tested. Let's do this. People like, I remember like when we first started kind of hanging out with people again, because it was different. Like we could shoot, but nobody would like go out after the shoot or anything. But when people started being able to like kind of like socially hang out again, it was just like we would talk for hours.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we have never connected like this. One of Isaac's really close friends at the beginning became like one of my best friends after it because we would just talk every time like we saw each other.
CJ, she stole my friend, man.
Wow.
I had one friend. Just one.
Why we can't have nice things.
I know, right? I remember, I think it was a few months ago, we decided to go to the Brightside Tavern to see Tommy, and it was me, Larry, and Mike. We were there for like early lunch, and we left after dinner time.
Oh my God, no!
So it was like like we were there at like 11 a.m. and left probably about 10 p.m.
So you just put all your bar tabs in one bar tab out of the whole one. Yeah, you're like, boom.
It was good. It was like, we had lunch and dinner, and but that was, and we just sat there, and no one else was near us. Like it was weird. Like it was weird, but it was. The day went by. We just kept talking. That was the only time I seen both of them in months.
Oh no.
In months and months, and then haven't seen them since. So it's weird.
It's so weird.
But that's the timing. So I got your little your right there. You got your website, Down the Movie. So if anyone is listening right now or on, you could go click on that and check that site out and check it out and see if you can put some money in.
Yeah, we got some.
Or just share.
Share it.
Any type of support, even just following us on that page or following the Facebook page, or and just sharing whether it's on your socials or if you're like, oh, my friend would like this movie, and just giving that info, that would be amazing. We had a generous donor recently, yesterday, said, hey, look, if you do 100 backers by this Friday, we're going to give you $5,000.
Wow.
So that's kind of the thing now. We're like, guys, we told our team, was like, we need to get that. We need to get the 100 backers. Wow. Even if it's $1, it still counts as a backer, So like that kind of a thing.
So that was really cool. So we're excited about that. We're down to, we have 60 left, I think.
Yeah. So any type of support, is great. Even if it's just sending out some good, cyber hugs, because it does take a village. Yeah. And we've got some good villagers, but we need a few more villagers.
How do you come up with the things like the tiers and stuff? How do you come up with those ideas and put them down? Just a lot of back and forth.
Well, it was a lot, mostly me. I would say it was just trial and error. I just wanted to kind of stick to a theme, and I found a theme. And I'm like, all right, we'll start with a New York theme, so I'll have a New York thing. Yeah. And then I started thinking about what the perks could do, and how they can be beneficial. And it's like, and I'm like, nobody wants, you see a lot of like, you get a hat or you get a shirt or a beanie, and like, that's cool, but you also have to end up paying for that hat, paying for the beanie, shipping the hat, shipping the beanie. It only, and a lot of the times people don't even, they're going to give you $25, $50 or $100 or whatever there is. They're not doing it because they want that beanie or stuff. So I try to think of very unique, creative ways to either get them engaged in the movie. So we got some really cool perks that like the $375 perk is you get a fake ID. So I take a picture that you send to me, I put it on a fake ID, and then we put the movie in the bar scene on the wall where, you know, as confiscated fake. So now they're in the movie.
Yeah.
You get the prop afterwards, you know, and it's kind of cool. And there, you know, if you go to like, I don't know, like there's some of the ones where we curate, I'll curate and create cocktails for you.
Yeah.
And if you pay enough, that cocktail, your cocktail, goes on the menu board or the sandwich board. So it's like now it's like you're watching a movie, you're like, that's mine, that's CJ's, you know. I don't know.
That's pretty cool, yeah. I like that.
Or whatever where the cocktail is. So
they're super interactive and like just
and there's some beautiful things as well, like really nice art pieces. And we wanted to do that are tailored thematically to the movie. And so like if somebody would come in, we were like, hey, now you got a story about that, you can tell these people to come in.
Yeah.
And we've tied them, which I like, with like experiential perks, which was like you get to make this thing when she's teaching you on a Zoom call. So now you have a one-on-one time with the lead actress or me doing something. And so there was one day I was like, I'm spending more time on these perks than I spent on this movie. You know? And so but it was a lot of fun, and I like that side anyways. But
it's worth it at the end because just, you know, in being able to like engage with the fan base in that way, not just be like, okay, thanks, bye. We show them that we care about them. Like this movie is for other people. It's to help other people. So like that was such a big and important thing to us, to engage the fan base and say thank you and say like, this is your movie too, because this is
for
a lot of people.
The least I can do is invest. We can invest into some type of cool little fun perk for you that, you know, ends up in the movie, ends up in your house, ends up whatever, at least a cool story or a cool experience. So it's not easy because you don't want to do stuff that's already been done.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and you want to do something that, and you want to do things that's not going to cost you, you know, 20% of what they donated.
Yeah.
When most of the time they're not donating it for that.
Yeah.
They're donating because they're investing in us. And they believe in this project, or they watch the video, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, I just watched the pitch video. I ended up watching the teaser, and I read some stuff, and this is me. This is," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, that's the point.
That's the response we wanted.
Yeah,
we wanted people to feel like this was them, because it is like, you know, like these characters, they are, you know, they're supposed to represent all of these demographics for a reason. So everyone feels like they have a voice in this project, because oftentimes within projects, there's like one voice. And that's what makes it's almost an ensemble piece. And, you know, all of these characters have different backgrounds, they're from different places, and, you know, they all bond over shared trauma, over trauma, you know, and having that and working through it, and everybody's journey getting through that. So it's really cool to see people connecting.
So how much longer is it going to be up for?
So we have about 24 more days to the campaign. We're early on in the campaign. Like I said, I mentioned, we reached our initial goal.
That's pretty cool. Wow.
I put a thing up saying this is our first stretch goal, which is 30,000. And we have a list of things like, you know, that we need to get to and get towards. So
that are just going to help us make this movie the best movie it can be.
It's a good start. It's a good start, but like you said, it's going to cost more now with COVID and all those other things. So but it's not a bad start.
But we're super thankful for all the support, you know, from everyone.
Yeah, every follow, every share. You know, I have so many people texting me that are like, you know, look, I haven't worked all year, so here's $10 because I love you. And also, I'm going to share it almost every day. Every time I think about it, I'll share it on my social media stuff. And I've sent it to, like, you know, my mom is sending to some of her friends in Japan. And I'm like, Mom, thank you so much. And the more eyes that get seen on it. And for us, we just need the eyes on it, because product's going to sell itself. The movie's going to sell itself. If you just get the eyes on it, you'll be like, okay, not only is it a good story, they actually know what they're doing in terms of filmmaking.
And we care about what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
This isn't just like it's not like, hey, let's make something. It's like, no, let's make something that can speak to people.
And that's well, right now we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so hopefully people are tuning in. I don't see that part of it right now till later, and then you get to see it. But we get a good amount of people watching and viewing it, so hopefully they'll take it and share it and go on, because a lot of filmmakers, a lot of actors, and people in the industry. So maybe
and if you guys are watching and you do that and you do end up supporting, let us know. You can contact us. Let us know that you saw it from here. And we'll do something special for everybody on that.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
For sure.
Absolutely. We got some comments on there. People saying awesome, cool, make signs in there. So
that's just me. I'm just doing it on the
I'm literally doing it under the table right now.
I got my burner phone here.
Holy, who are these people though? No.
That's the core team. Our core team. They're
just
all
making new profiles.
Strange made up names. No, there's some regulars typing in there, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
Awesome. So thank you all for
thank
taking the
you
time.
guys for listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see. I'll take this back down. Well, I'll leave that up. Why not? They don't need to see Cullen on film. You can see your thing there. Yeah. Absolutely. So what's next? What is next after this? What is next? Have you written anything else? And do you have any acting things coming up, or what's next?
You definitely have some acting things coming up before this is. I mean, we're going to be producing this for a while, and then in our spare time, it's the priority. But we also need to live, and we need to eat and stuff like that too. So I know she's got at least 3 or 4. No, you're an actress. You're not a model. You're an actress. You do eat. So that was terrible. Sorry for all you. If there's any models out there, I apologize. So she definitely has a few projects lined up. She's had some lined up for a while, but due to COVID, they've been kind of pushed back a bit. But I know she's got some booked right after the campaign ends, actually. And I'm always writing stuff and got other projects in getting the other projects in other people's hands. I wrote another thing I wrote during the quarantine was a short. And my first time doing this, an animated short that I think might be the best thing I've ever written personally. A beautiful, cute story, animated story. So now my thing is like, I don't know any animators.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, a friend of mine
Will Kaufman, we were working, he's like, my brother's an animator. And we were like,
what? So we got it into his hands, and somebody else that's actually supported the campaign and contacted me, and they're like, I just bought an animation studio in Portland.
Wow.
And I'm like, so you never know. But so I've got a lot of things,
There's definitely more content we can make after Bound is done with post and then in festivals.
We got a docket of stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you have any of your shorts, Alexandra, playing in festivals right now online? Any of those? I know you had a bunch of them out there.
Oh yeah, Spin Cycle is running the festival circuit right now. That's by Wally. A lot of stuff's in post production, to be honest. A lot of films haven't shot yet or have shot, they're in post production. Carmen, I think, is still running the festival circuit. It's just hard to keep track because all the festivals are online now.
Yeah. Some filmmakers kind of pulled them. I know Mark pulled a bunch of them because he wants to play it when you're at a festival. So that happened to a bunch of them as well. But then some, I guess at this point now, most filmmakers just play it.
Yeah, I know. There's a film I shot last year that should be coming out soon called Fragile Heart. As well, Protege Moi is going to be coming out soon. Lots of cool stuff is going to be coming out soon. I will definitely be posting about when everything comes out and is done with post-production and we're running the festival.
We forgot. We also did one that was like this, and it was by Derry.
Oh
yeah, Pentagon by Derry Felton. So that was shot in quarantine.
Derry Felton's a writer-director in England who's paraplegic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's awesome. He's super cool.
And
he's
you do sort of this kind of thing.
Yeah. This and first he hired Alexandra, and she shot in our apartment, and then he asked if I could be a part of it, and I was like, sure. And we were supposed to be in separate locations, so I was like, well, we can't use the apartment because I'm, So we went and rented a hotel for a night at one point, and I said, look, you don't really have to pay me, but if you could pay for this hotel, we'll just go in there and we'll shoot it there. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he directed.
It was very cool.
Directed through the camera or through, and
really.
I'm actually working with Derry again on a project this summer called By and By. It's a feature. It's a micro budget feature film. And he's actually going to direct via Skype again. So we're going to do it on a larger scale. So that's going to be very fun.
Wow.
And that one's live on Indiegogo right now. And he's about 50% of the way, I think, to the goal. So that's, super exciting.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's tough right now too to raise money during COVID. So it's great that you guys are doing it great.
Pool of people, like of course my actor friends and whatever, my bartending restaurant world friends, I'm like, hey guys, I know that you haven't made any money this year.
Yeah.
So give me some of your money. So I let them all know about it, but I let them all go, don't worry guys, I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah.
Even though I gave to yours earlier, that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, let's, a lot of people did continue to work. So we focused on those people.
Yeah. I mean, I was lucky. I was lucky to have, teaching and still doing it, still getting paid. So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
But if it'd be tough if it was just the industry. So I wouldn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's hard, but people are doing it. Another film I'm on, Guns of Eden, is actually, they've raised a good deal of money now, and they're about to close out. That's by the same director as Slime City, Gregory Lamberson.
Oh. Is that a feature film?
Yeah. And they've been super successful in their Indiegogo so far. So we can still do it. We just have to, just be patient and be genuine, I think, in reaching out to people, because, we're doing it to make awesome content for people to watch. We're not doing it and just like, okay, thanks, bye. Like it's, it's like a two-way thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Do you have any things you want to promote other than all this, like your websites, your films, anywhere? Can we see any of your work anywhere on anything?
Yeah, I mean, you can visit my IMDb at imdb.me/Alexandra Faye, Faye. You can check out everything that's going on in terms of work, where it's at, post-production or released or, shooting. You can see all that stuff. And you?
Yeah, I have my website that's out of date, but you can go there, I guess.
You gotta update it. It's time to update it.
I'm still making perks in my head right now, so I'll get that updated soon. But yeah, you can find me on IMDb as well, and on the Instagram. Isaac Woofter on Instagram. You'll find some cool content there, but mostly really cute pictures of our puppy.
DMs.
So
slide right into the DMs.
I'm just getting used to Instagram, but it's all right. I'm old school Facebook, but now I'm like, I got Instagram now, and my students made me do what is that? Well, I had Twitter for school, but now I can't even know the name of it. Where they dance.
TikTok.
Yeah. So TikTok has it.
I thought I recognized you.
All over TikTok now, right?
TikTok famous.
Oh my gosh. So they made me, we're doing animation, and a lot of the kids are home, so they don't have an editor. They can't animate. So I'm looking for like on phone apps to do animation and take the photos and send them to me. I'll run it through the editor. Then I find out that TikTok has an app for it, and it comes out really good. So if you ever want to make a 1-minute animation on TikTok, it comes out really well. You put music to it, and they download it, send it to me, and they have an animation film.
Yeah.
So I was sitting at my desk, and I was just moving things around, taking photos, moving it. I said, I was a little angry. I said, I'm not even getting up. I'm moving a mouse around. Take a picture. I had 100 frames. Threw it through the thing. I put it up and they watched it. I said, see, I didn't even move. And I got it done in like 5 minutes. And so it was pretty cool. I was like, because you got to take 100, 200, 300 photos. So they're like, really? We have to move something around and take that many photos? I'm like, yes. But after that, it's fine. And you're going to love it. And then every time they do it, they're like, oh, it's awesome. So
yeah,
you just got to put the work in, basically. That's what you got to teach them.
Well, that's
as with everything, I guess.
That's a huge thing for me. There's a lot of dreamers out there and I'm like, hey, dream big, dream big, but you gotta have big actions. Otherwise you're just dreaming. And so you got to put the work in, and the work most of the time is not fun.
No.
A lot of times it's not fun. You got to trick yourself into, making it seem fun in a lot of times, but someone's got to put the work in and do so much of it to get, this 5 second, 10-second scene. And that people don't realize that was 5 days, 10 days of someone laying in bed, writing, dreaming, walking to the subway stop, dreaming, and then came out for that one little moment. So
12 hours of shooting.
I do miss those long days of on set, though. I enjoyed it. A lot of people really want to go home.
Those non-union sets, 17 hours later, you're like, this is a great day.
I loved it. Back in the heyday, way a long time ago, I would do some extra acting work, and we'd be on set for hours, and people would be like, I want to go home, I'm like, no, I want money. I want to get paid.
I love it.
That OT.
I like when you be stage when you're on set for I think it's anywhere past 10 hours for me, and I'm just so loopy, and I just stop caring, and I'm like, whew, this is fun. Of course it was fun before, but I just get really silly. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I see. Froze up a little bit there. I got you back. You froze for a second. Yeah, I like I always like this when I was. You're right. You're there. You hear me? You froze a little bit.
Where?
Yeah. Well, so far away, right? No. So when I was working on sets like that, I love those 16-hour days. Get that golden time, that extra day pay. But then when you're in production, that's you're like, get these people off the set right now.
Yeah, you're like,
don't pay them extra.
It's fun though. Some of my best friends I made on set. Honestly, all of my closest friends I made working, and that is so cool. And I just look forward to making more stuff and shooting Bound and getting everybody we can on set. That we love.
I just want to be like, this is the set. These are all the people we want. All the cool friends that are actually putting in the work, that are doing the work.
Yeah.
That would be the dream.
It's the film fam.
Yeah.
What about casting? How are you going to go about doing the casting?
So if we hit 30K, we have a casting company that we are talking to right now that we can hire.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're going to help us secure our name talent, which is if we hit 40K, we can get name talent. So, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's Eisenberg and Beans.
And dealing with SAG and the feature film.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
So excited.
It keeps changing. Everything keeps changing every so often. You got to try and stay on it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Well, it's also fun to just be in doing the dream cast, making a dream cast list, and then talking to the real people and be like, what's the possibility of actually getting this person?
Yeah.
And they're like, all the stars have to align for someone that's making $100,000 a day to come down to $5,000 or $10,000 a day,
or even $50,000 a day.
And you never know. Sometimes they do it. I remember back in the day when I was younger, and Kevin Smith had Good Will Hunting on his desk, and he got that made for Ben and Matt, and they got Robin Williams to do it for almost nothing. So
it's funny, if it's the right script and the right character, you never know.
You never know.
Yeah,
so
what I'm banking on too, and is that I write. I mean, having been an actor, I spend a lot of time being like, okay, what would make this character so much fun to play and no actor would want to turn this down. And I spend a lot of time finding that one unique thing that is unique and different and quirky or just fun that person's like, I've never done this, you know. And it's also not your typical like, oh, it's another hypochondriac in a movie, or another, not like something with dimensions, So.
And timing too. It's all about timing, like the perfect timing right out of this. And I want to work. Let's give me some scripts. So
especially like cool, edgy indie script, like we're excited to see who comes on board.
There's a new film out right now with this young filmmaker, or I don't even know if he's young, but he made this. He wrote this script that he was going to play the part Willy's Wonderland, and it somehow fell into the lap of Nick Cage. So Nick Cage, his agent said, he wants to do this, and he's like, okay. So he actually, Nick Cage helped them raise funds, and they made this movie. It's out right now called Willy. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy. Nick Cage doesn't say one word in the entire movie, and he's in every scene of the movie. One word, and it is so weird. And it's like, if you ever go to Chuck E. Cheese, or no Chuck E. Cheese, it is. It's about in the middle of nowhere. He's like they don't know who he is or what he is, but his car breaks down, and he can't pay for the money because he has no cash on him. So they make him clean up this Chuck E. Cheese in the middle of the night. And they come to life, and they start trying to kill you. So it's like he's fighting the Chuck E. Cheese, and it is insane. It is absolutely the craziest thing ever, and you just hear him yelling, and it's nuts. And the guy, he wrote it for himself. He was going to play the part. He's like, well, I'm directing it, I'm writing it, so I better not have any lines. So that's why he did it. But Nick Cage is like, I want to do it. And they're like, do you want me to write lines for you, or do you want to just say whatever you want to say? And he's like, no. Nothing.
I love Nick Cage. He's so funny.
I don't know if it's like I went for it. It's like $20 right now because it was supposed to be in theaters, and here it is insane. It's absolutely nuts, and I can't believe he did that. But and he did it for like almost nothing. So you never know. He just didn't want to talk in the entire movie. They're like, one line, just say one thing at the very end. He's like, no.
I know. Actually, Bound is very like action driven, so it's not super duper heavy dialogue or anything. It's all action, and the characters are only speaking when they need to say something. So that's kind of funny that you said that.
I feel like when I write, it's like the characters should do everything they possibly can to get what they want, and then the speaking part is like, if nothing else is working, they have to use their voice. Because I see a lot of scripts. It's just talking heads, talking about their feelings, talking about their theories, talking about what the important things for that person. And it's like, no, man, I just need this character to want that, and this character to want this, and they butt heads and they go against each other. And if they do everything they can, then all right, I have to. Speaking is the last thing for me, so I actually appreciate that. And the silent, silent movie is like one of my things, and so I obviously appreciate anything that doesn't have that animated short, no lines, no lines, all images in action.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then what about? Do you know anyone that does score music? Because it changes the film. The score can change the film.
So I have a buddy of mine that I've spoken to already named Jack Spann. He's a virtuosic piano player that also plays basically every instrument. One of those guys.
Yeah, one of those guys. Yeah.
I met him in Warhorse. This is a cool story. I met him in Warhorse, and there was an accordion player in Warhorse, and his agent submitted him for him, and he had never played the accordion before. So he bought an accordion a few days before the audition, but he played the piano, so he knew a little bit about keys, of course. And he kind of fiddled around with it, and he has this really deep, rich voice, a beautiful singing voice, and he's got kind of a folky look to him. And he goes there and he books it. All these professional accordion players that are there, and this guy's had the accordion for like 3 days or something like that. So he books it, and we became good friends. We actually wrote some music together, and he's worked with like David Bowie and some crazy people. Wow. And so we've been talking to him, and when we get down to that place, we might like do that, because like I said, when we get to a place and we can utilize someone that we care about, you know, that's talented and can do the job, and
that's good. Yeah,
it's nice to get friends work.
Do it justice as well, and he's going to really. Yeah. We sent him, the teaser and stuff to kind of get a feel for it. And he was like, okay, yeah. And it's like, if he feels it, then everybody else is going to feel it.
But since we've been doing this, a lot of composers have been reaching out to us, and I'm like, look, we're not even close to that space yet.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
We're so there's we thought of a role for you, CJ. There's a pocket squirrel.
Yes.
So a pet pocket squirrel that her character is the only thing she brings to New York is her pet pocket squirrel. So if you can.
This is a direct offer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Agents.
Agents. I don't need it. I don't go through agents. I hate auditioning. By the way, I hate auditioning. That's why I don't act much. I don't. I hardly go on auditions. I just go people either get in touch with me. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, or I'll put it in.
All you need to book it is to show everybody right now your best squirrel sound, and yet the role is yours. Okay, give us your best.
I don't even know what a squirrel sounds like.
It's not just a squirrel; it's a flying squirrel.
Yeah,
flying squirrel. Yeah, like the cartoon guy. What's his name?
Yeah. From
that's
from
it.
a long time ago. What the heck? The moose and the squirrel. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah.
I don't know which one's which. I'm guessing the moose is Bullwinkle, but maybe I don't know.
Yes. Rocky is the squirrel. That's right. It's been so long. There was it's been so long watching that. But then there was a movie starring an actress right here from Jersey, from right down here in Toms River. She was in Coyote Ugly and all that. So she was the main star of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, small world.
She went from a coyote to a bull. She only does movies with animals.
Well, I always wanted to do, and I haven't done this yet, is voice a cartoon character.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun.
That's on my list. One thing I have not done. I always want to do that. And I always wanted to make a cartoon, but I can't draw. So I maybe write something and, like you said, get someone to draw for me and do it that way. So we'll see. Yeah. Someday in the future, right?
Maybe TikTok will have an app for you to use soon.
That would be really cool. I can't believe I'm on that, but it's a school account, so it's not like I'm not on it, but it's a school account, and it's got a lot of views already. So I'm like, why are people watching a mouse move around? Makes no sense. No, it has six. It was 4 days ago we started this thing. It has 600 views for a mouse moving around. It doesn't make any sense.
So funny, some of the videos I see. There are a lot of thirst traps on TikTok. They'll just stare at the camera and that's it. And it's
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Pull their shirt up.
That was a pretty sexy mouse you just held up.
Yeah,
I can see why that one can get sexy.
Right? Just moving around like this.
Whoa.
Oh, well. So, thanks for coming on and pushing your film here and everything. And is there anything else you want to sum it all up so people would know that maybe people that joined late?
No, I think we're good. I mean, I appreciate you having us on here and letting us just talk a little bit about this. You guys can reach out to us through our Instagrams or through the campaign website if you have any questions about the movie or anything at all film related or that. Feel free to contact us. We're a little busy right now, but we're busy being on the computers, reaching out. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get to him right now. So please,
for sure. And thank you so much. We love you, CJ.
Yeah, it's great to talk to you. It's been a while, and everyone out there, just go check out the website and you share it. And thanks again for coming on. And that's a wrap. So I'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I got to hit this button right here. I don't have a producer tonight. It's just me. So let's go.